Was recording.
Was it Mexico T out here?
Yeah, this will work over there, Billy Bob's.
Yeah, I heard. I wish I was able to link up, you know?
I've been on OT. Just 5 people were showing up at his shows. They're my guy.
Yeah, I know. Before Big X the plug blew up, we were trying to get him to one of our events, but sadly it didn't happen. And then we tried to do Mexico T too.
Yeah, I've been on X a long time too.
The next thing you know, he blew up and the prices skyrocketed, and then we were scoping around like event areas, and we're like, oh, there's this nice place where we can do like, how they do Rolling Loud, but like basic. It's like we can have an artist right here.
And multiple artists, you know what I'm saying? Multiple stages. It's only got to go down South by Southwest and off.
That's a bet. Well, let's get to it, Hello, welcome everybody. I'm Bthekid. Welcome to the Bthekid podcast. I got a special guest on Polowmobtv.
Polowmobtv, baby. That's my guy, Pete.
Yeah. He's a long-term veteran in the Southern rap game, Came up.
Definitely an originator. I made it cool to pick up the camera. No one was filming when I started filming. Like you, probably like a select few, like Glad TV, and people like that. Were Sean Cotton and Gutta TV and Sue Collins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know Gutta from the Bad Rock. That's
Gutta TV or Gutta with Young Money?
No Money.
That's my guy, Gutta. Yeah, I'm on Gutta a long time.
That's why I was like, where you go? One day, like a year ago, I was just like, listening to Bad Rock. I was like, where Gutta at now?
Well, he's vice president of Young Money now, so Wayne looked out for him. That's Wayne's best friend. So.
Yeah.
So he ain't tripping on money, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
he ain't tripping on no money.
Well, thank you for so much to being here today.
All good, appreciate you having me.
How you feeling about being here?
I do a lot of podcasts. I like them. They're fun.
That's great. You better have some fun today. For those who might know you as familiar, could you share a quick rundown of what Polowmobtv is all about?
Basically, I do photography, I do recap videos, and time capsule documentaries to where, I'll give them the artists real early, and then just film them throughout their career, and then just release a collective of shows, studio sessions, radio stuff, interviews, cameos, to where they're real in-depth, stuff that no one's doing, because they don't have access to so many artists like I do.
I heard about that. I was watching the one with Young Dog.
Oh yeah, my guy Dog, you know what I'm saying? Dog. R.I.P. my guy Dog, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with everybody over there. Butchie Great, Key Glock, Fiddle, all of them over there, Kenny Money. I'm real affiliated over with Paper Out Empire. Yeah, Dog was definitely my guy. Yeah. Good dude. R.I.P.
R.I.P. And R.I.P. Little Ronnie out here.
Yeah, my guy Ronnie. You know what I'm saying? That was real fucked up.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Especially about his baby girl. It's
5-year-old. It's crazy because
her birthday was the day before that happened. You know what I'm saying? Ronnie was my guy. You know what I'm saying? He never bothered anybody. You know what I'm saying? Just gambled. Just chilled, you know what I'm saying? Real humble, real laid back guy, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, this is bullshit.
Exactly. And it just has me feeling like, because I was 6-year-old. You never know what drug people hold against you.
I mean, nowadays, in this day and age, I mean, it's scary to step outside. It's dangerous, shit.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
So let's get to it. So tell us about your early life. Where did you grow up, and how did that environment shape your passion for music and videography?
Well, I'm originally from a small town called McGregor. It's like 15 minutes outside of Waco. I've always been into music, mostly in those days it was rock, alternative music. My dad, he showed cars, you know what I'm saying? He had a 66 SS Camaro with a 454 engine. You know what I'm saying? We would travel with car shows, so they were on them oldies and shit. I really wasn't into rap at that time. So really into Moby as far as the camera and stuff, but I never got into hip hop later on, in high school. Fat Pat, I was real big on that. And I discovered DEA, HSC, Little Flip, Twista, Do or Die, people like that. And I got into the rap stuff. Now these are all my personal friends, so that's kind of cool. Yeah. As far as the camera work, it kind of fell in my lap. I had a friend that was my friend at the time. I already had plugs with everybody. Zero, Chameleon, Flip, Tug, just basically everybody out of Texas. Because I was doing promotional stuff before the video stuff. So he had this idea for Mob TV, and, you know, so basically I made a bunch of phone calls. So basically then I funded everything, set up everything with an artist. Of course, me and him had different visions. So we fell out, you know, like I ain't got nothing against them, but like we just do separate stuff now. Yeah. So like the camera just kind of fell in my lap. And I kind of just took over that situation because I wasn't going to invest all my time and all this money just for this person to try to cut me out when he really wasn't just doing the things that I was doing. Because without him, without me, there wouldn't have been a lot of stuff that would have been possible. Yeah. So basically, I just changed the name to Polowmobtv. He does Mob TV. He hasn't released anything over a decade or whatnot, but he still uses our old logo. I own it or whatever, but I'm not tripping. I'm like, you know, you can use it. Because we were once business partners, so, you know, I'm not that type of dude. So, like, you know, the best of luck to him. So, camera kind of fell in my lap, and I just took it and ran with it. And it took me places that I never thought I'd go.
Man, that's lit. We were talking about that earlier, right?
Yeah, camera can definitely take you places. Yeah, but it's all about who you're plugged in with, your connections, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to leapfrog off people.
Yeah. You know. And that's what I be saying. It's all about connections. That's why I got myself into the club industry, like strip clubs.
Your network is definitely your network.
Yeah.
You know, and promoters, like promoting, doing shows, that gets you a lot of handshakes with a lot of people and can build your brand too.
Yeah. Shout out to my cousin DJT. She does a lot of bando groups and like
Tejano type stuff.
Yeah, like it's lit. And then we had a couple.
So her bands be big too, bro.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like shout out America Corbots too.
That band y'all had at that Rosama show, they were hard.
Yes.
The big old trombone.
Yeah, that shit was great. That shit was lit. That was an experience for real. That's when you introduced me to Big X, and that was lit. I was blessed right there.
Yeah, X is my guy, good dude. Him, Kyle, DJ Bubba, Rofama, Hood. Yeah, I fuck with everybody over there at 600. You know what I'm saying? All good guys.
Yeah. So while you were growing up, is there any local artists or events that inspired you as a kid?
I mean, that time, like I said, like I didn't start doing my first show till like high school. Like, that's when I met like people like Little Low, Screwed Up Click, ESG Screwed Up Click, Big Mo, R.I.P., you know, Big Hawk, R.I.P., Mr. 3-2, Little Flip, Big Pokey, R.I.P., you know, like all my guys. Just going to events, this was before the camera though, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just going just to get the plug, because I knew producers locally to try to shot beats. So plus, these were people that I was jamming, so of course I wanted to meet them. Not knowing that one day they would be all my friends and stuff. Yeah. So that's kind of how I got into all that, you know, just going, not being scared to go talk to someone and get a number, like just getting plugged in with someone, just connecting the dots.
I think that's what I had to learn. Like in 2020, 2021, I tried modeling and acting, and like I did this big thing where I got signed to an agency, but I did an expo, and I was just going based off of me. Like they brought coffee in, we were in my two-person scene, and I was like, "Where's my coffee?" And they fucked with me, but then it got me in my little weird vibes. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't even remember what I was supposed to say, so I got my note. They're like, why did you mess up your two-person scene? The way you was, we loved it. And I was just like, fuck. And then, that was like me growing up in 2021. I was 21. I was just like, man, fuck it, I got my note. But now, at 24, I'm learning, like, fuck the note.
Yes, just trial by error, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I even get a note, you know what I'm saying? Like I do a lot of treatment. You know, but like when I first worked with her, they told me no for a whole year. You know, but I just, every time she was there, you gotta get up a manager, hey, here if I come out. It was not big enough yet, or I wasn't working with people that she was affiliated with at the time. So basically, her cameraman didn't show up in Houston, so I got that call and be like, hey, we're gonna give you a shot, treat a light, she likes to cut, and you can continue to work with her. So I jumped in my car, drove to Houston, met with her, and the rest is history. what I do with her.
That's big blessings, man. That's low key what I'm trying to do right now.
You gotta be consistent. Yeah. Like with even A-Ball and MJG, they used to tell me that. But the manager was like, what I like about you, you're consistent. Every time we're in the area, like hit us up, even if I told you no 6, 7 times. That shows me initiative and consistency. And so I can do whatever I want within that. Just by staying persistent, it shows that, hey, you're actually trying to do some work. You're not like, oh, I asked you a question, you told me no, and I never hear from you ever again. You know what I'm saying?
What sparked the idea of Polowmobtv? What sparked the idea of Polowmobtv?
Well, actually, like I said, my friend, you know what I'm saying, came with the name Polowmobtv, but for copywritten purposes, I had to change it to Polowmobtv because I knew we were going to split, so you know, I had to change the name. Because basically I was already doing all the work anyway, so it was pretty much my shit anyway.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I remember when I wanted to start this podcast and stuff, I didn't really have big connections, but I ran into Charleston White one day at the club. He was like, how long have you been? I've been coming here a long time. I was like, I've been here for a year and a half, but I don't want to stay in it. I want to get way bigger, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I will do YouTube videos, YouTube podcasts, whatever I can do. It's just the mindset of, I don't know how to start. And then next thing you know, it's just like, fuck it, just do it. And then I get it, and it's like, everything's lining up perfectly.
Oh yeah, as long as you got a camera, a good microphone, a good audio, you know what I'm saying, you're good.
So when you was uploading your videos, what was your like moment? So when you decided to start uploading a video, you're like, oh, this is what I wanted.
Like I said, it kind of just fell in my lap. But like, I knew it was starting to pay off, you know, like when other people like Webby wanted to do like Boosley, Trina, Flowrider, Nelly, when bigger artists started wanting to do stuff, I mean, okay, I must be doing something right because these people aren't just letting people film me. You know what I mean?
So going about doing something right, have you ever had people like sit there and you're like, oh, you're not doing it right, or telling you like, this is the type of person you are? Like, how did you?
Never really that. Like now I kind of know what I need to film and kind of got my niche on what to film, but like some rappers that I won't disclose their names, you know, like I'm thinking I just need to film everything. You know, a lot of people are married, so they're doing stuff.
Yeah, we already know that. I can't disclose to people I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not using that camera off of kind of where I know what conversations I can film, what interaction that don't need to be filming, things of that nature. Because I'm a real positive person, and basically on my video, you're not going to feel that negative. That's what social media is now, negativity. Like most of these podcasts, they just want to focus on the negative. Like I'm not going to ask questions like that. I just don't do shit. I think shit like that's lame. You know, it's clickbait, you're just doing shit for a view.
Yeah,
but in the longevity, it hurts you because now you're labeled as someone that entertains mess. So like bigger artists don't want to fuck with you because they've seen interviews you've done with other people. Like, you messy, bro. Like I'm not gonna do your property. And it hurt a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Even big people like here in Dallas used to score big interviews. And you don't see a lot of those bigger artists on their platform because of all that messy shit they do. People don't want to attach their names to it.
I like to try to be positive and motivation.
You may not get the views you want off there because like people feed into the negativity, but longevity wise it keeps your name. That's why I'm able to work with who I work with. Because I ain't on the bullshit.
Straight up line. What are some of the first steps you took when setting up your channel? Any advice, any videographers out there when they want to set up their YouTube channel? What are the first steps? You know,
just stay consistent. If you can't monetize, you get a certain amount of views, time watched, subscribers. So basically, people want to drop your shit. You know, so like even my channel, my channel doesn't get a lot of views right now because I had it for like 17 years. But then I started filming Sukiana. She wore this inappropriate dress. I didn't think nothing wrong with it. You know, her boob was hanging out and her heart was covered in the nipple. Like the boob was hanging out. You know, those dress or whatever. But then, you know, YouTube hit me like with the pornographic content. Deleted my whole shit. Lost all my thousands of subscribers, millions of views. I was sick. You know, I fought with them, trying to get my channel back. They're like this, and then I bring up like, well, look at Glow Riddle, look at Megan Thee Stallion, Party Beats. What's the difference from their content to mine? The See, it's a numbers game. It's all politics. Do they pay YouTube for the boost, placements on their channel and all that shit to where they're looking at me like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? They took my shit. So I had to start over, so I don't get the views or the subscribers, but I had all the connections.
Yeah.
So they still work with me, because it ain't about the views, it ain't about the equipment, it's not about the following, like they fucking need to buy.
Yeah. And that's
like it's genuine, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I really always love is the genuine.
Yeah, you gotta be genuine. Get you a lot further than that.
Do you remember your very first upload?
Yeah, I was the guy that from Waco who used to work with me. He started out with me. A guy named Giovanni the King. But I was there with the Pokey. Because I had a relationship with Pokey like for years prior. But Gio was, you know, opening up for Pokey. He was working for me at the time. So I was like, yeah, man, that was my first upload, and of course Pokey was after that. So I'm gonna do the smaller one before the big one. Yeah. So yeah, Gio was definitely my first thing.
Yeah. Okay. Gio, you said his name is Gio what?
Giovanni the King.
Giovanni the King.
Yeah, you should see the videos Giovanni shot me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does a lot of music videos.
What was the biggest challenges you encountered during the early days? Both technical and creative.
I mean, really, with me, I already had all the connections.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't hard for me. So, like, I already had all the relationships. So when I picked up the camera, it was pretty much simple for me because I already had the relationship. Because, like, you were just starting out, you're going to be uncomfortable around an artist filming them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're already cool with them, like, we're already friends, it's easier. It's easier, you know what I'm saying? So the editing was hard at first because I had to hire people to edit.
Yeah.
But see, they're not on my time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to save my money. I'm just going to teach myself and dump them out. Like, you got kids, you got this shit going, that ain't my problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I pay you for a service, I need my shit. So I got tired of waiting on people to edit photos or edit the footage where I'm like, I'm just gonna do it myself.
But that's what we were talking about before you got here. We were talking about like how people tend to give up and like financial hardship and kids. Like what I have a daughter, right? She's 6. I'm going through a couple things, but I'm like, it doesn't mean I'm gonna give up my dreams because my dreams is the reason my daughter's gonna be good.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to give up even if it's a financial burden. It's like, you can go shoot whatever content. It doesn't have to be an artist.
Yeah.
Like you can interview a chef or a stripper or whatever. Basically you're just putting time into it.
Yeah.
Even if you're not getting profit at first, like if you just put an hour or two a day into your craft, it's eventually going to build up.
Yeah.
Like this interview, okay, we're probably going to do this for like 2 hours. Then you got to edit and upload it. You know, it's not like a big investment as far as financially.
Yeah.
You got some pizza and some prime.
Yeah, pizza prime. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not a big investment.
And a hookah, you know?
Yeah, hookah. So it's not a big investment to where you're like spending. I can see if you're like, say, let's say Charleston, for an example.
Charleston White?
Yeah, let's just say, okay, I'm gonna get him on my platform. Okay, he's not gonna do it for free. And say, let's just say he charges $5,000. Okay, now you're in the hole. Now that can create a financial burden off this because they might not be use you that. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can do stuff that's go around shooting shit or whatever. You throw it out there, you know, and take a chance and just keep on dropping content.
Yeah, facts. So, looking back on what you used to say was the most significant lesson and what you learned from, what is that initial experience?
I would say be careful who you do business with.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can be friends with someone forever, but when money starts getting involved, or you're getting bigger than them, and now they're in your shadow. You know, people have egos.
I feel like that goes for business, money, relationships, family, all work.
Like me, like I've been around artists all my life. Like I'm not gonna get a big head about it. But I noticed like when I would bring people around people that I was cool with, these big egos, these big heads, I didn't like that. I'm like, I'm not like that, because you shouldn't be like that. Friends are gonna be around me.
Yeah, facts. And I feel like that's sometimes what I do in personal life.
I'm like this because if I erase you for what I'm doing, then who are you?
Yeah, right?
Now you're nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let it go to your head. You know?
Like, recently when we looked at with Big X that Miami, right? I posted a video and I had some people that were happy for me and then some people that was like, you wasn't on, like, I didn't know he was coming. Like, it is what it is. yes, you should be happy. Like, that's a big step.
Yeah, be happy for me. Because I can help you out tomorrow, or the next day. Now you're burning that bridge.
Yeah, and I'm like, exactly. You don't know who I am. Shout out to
People wear masks. When people show you that, believe it. Because you're going to get hurt in the long run.
And that's like I said, like one of my guys, I was like, you don't know who I believe in. His producer followed me on Instagram. And I'm like, maybe he hears one of your songs on the
Like I said, that's all God just exposing people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't turn that red flag and make it pink. It's a red flag. So basically,
we don't like red flags.
now you know that, hey, I need to fuck with you. Because if you're doing this, or this little ass bullshit that I'm doing right now, okay, now if I get up,
Yeah.
now what the fuck you gonna do?
But that's what I'm saying. No red flags. This is not flags so far. You know, we ain't gonna chase. Yeah, I just find that.
The light was like $80. The monitor was like $100. Yeah, like Walmart, Amazon, bro.
Who were your biggest influence when you started out?
Like, film?
Yeah, like who influenced you to do?
I mean, it really was no influence. Like I said, the camera just fell in my lap. But there were people that were out there doing it, like, you know, like Hood Survivor here in Dallas, Game 1-on-1, Pitch Control TV. You know, they were all like around the same area as me, like the originators of this shit. And no one was documenting or doing anything like that. Before, like the document stuff, like I basically taught myself everything. Like I said, it just fell in my lap, took it and ran with it. It's not like I was looking up the director and all this stuff. It didn't happen like that.
Yeah, so like no particular artists, filmmakers, or local legend.
I mean, not, because there was no one doing film at this time. There was no one to look up to. Like we hit our ground running. Basically, we would just meet people, other people that were doing filming, that were out there in Austin and Dallas, just being on the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there really wasn't. Like, you gotta understand, like, I come from an era where this was all new.
Yeah.
No one was doing this at the time. So like we're definitely the forefront of what you see nowadays, like with cameras. You know, like everybody heard of me and knows of me because of what I was doing 15, 16 years ago. I've been filming a long time.
So with the people that do look up to you, because now they want to follow in the footsteps that you already created, right? What would you have to say to those people?
I mean, just keep going, you know, of course. Like, it takes a lot to get a camera out there and go put some time in, because you have to film. Now you got to dump the footage. Now you got to edit it. Now you got to upload it. You got to set up stuff with people to film or whatever the content is, you know what I'm saying? So you have to put time into it.
Yeah. And let's dive a little deeper into like your style and technology and the overall approach that you evolved over time, right?
Yeah.
So your work has evolved significantly over the years. How would you describe the evolution of your creative process for those first days to now?
I mean, it's got more exclusive. Because in the beginning, I'm just filming stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm just out there, you know what I'm saying? Just documenting. Yeah. Where now, like, I started like, okay, I want to do this. Like, first I was just filming, now I want to do recap videos, music videos. Okay, now I have access to all these people. I'm with them for like past 5 years. Now I want to do a time capsule.
Yeah.
Like I want to build up a documentary. So like things are just popping in my head as things go. And I see how, you know, everything's aligning up with everybody and the content that I'm getting. Where, okay, now I want to do documentaries, I want to do music videos, I want to do recasts. I want to do photos now, you know what I mean? Like, just the more content that you put out there, the more stuff you can get, you know what I'm saying?
I relate to that. Like I said, going back to when I'm like, well, how do we start? And speaking into existence positively, I always believe like when you do that, it gives you an option in the future, and then you just gotta choose it or not choose it.
And your stuff's always going to get better over time. You're like, well, I like this, but I should have done this. So I know for the next one, I want to start doing this, or now I want to start adding this into it. Or just like in the beginning, my documentaries were just on the art. But then I'm like, okay, I have access to everybody that have songs here. So let me get them cameos. How did you meet something? What do you like most about them? Or then, you know, like on my recaps, it would just be what I'm filming. Well, let me pay someone to go give me some aerial shots of Dallas, like at the buildings and all that stuff, throw in the B-roll. Or, okay, now I'm let me go get the bar, let me get the DJ booth, let me get this to just throw a bunch of bullshit, or not bullshit, just extra content into it to make it look more cool, because your mind, it has to be going to keep someone's mind attention, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, like, it's just drug out, like, people lose attention to what it is.
So, as technology has changed and rap editing, how have advantages in camera editing softwares and social media influenced the ways you create and share your content?
I mean, like with me, I'm still on an older camera that they don't make anymore because it's got a built-in hard drive, so I like that. Plus, it's all snazzed up. I got the microphone, the custom light, and I still use the old version of Final Cut, but I didn't like the new version. So I still edit on old software that I'm just comfortable using, like I can still do the same shit. I'm the type of person, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I see people like, you know, with their harnesses, shooting on cell phones and shit now. But they shoot in 4K. I see a lot of cell phones on stage now. But like with me, I'm one of the originators of doing when you saw me, like I'll do film and photos simultaneously. No one was doing that before me. You know, because I wanted the photos and the film. Like I said, when people would work for me, it'd be slow about getting the stuff back because they're not gonna have the same initiative as you. So like I want to dump shit out. So I'm not trying to wait a week or two on some photos and some film. Once I get it, I'm gonna dump my camera. I'm gonna do all the photos, that's dump it on the other computer, and the next day I'm gonna do the recap video, cut it out, and then I can just chill and on to the next show. Because every weekend I'm somewhere with somebody.
Yeah, I see that. Like watching your Instagram, I'm like, damn, this fool's square Oklahoma.
I'll do anything within a 3-hour radius of Waco. I mean, I get a lot of job offers, like Chris Montana tried to hire me, Juicy J, you know, Sweeter House, Bum B, lots of people, but I want to film everybody. Because if I have all this film, it's work for. If I just have film on one person, it's only work for that one person. But if I'm filming 300 people, you can kind of see what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, the film is worth a lot.
More opportunities, you know? So speaking about filming with people, what was the most craziest offer you have ever received?
Probably from Juicy J, it was like 6 figures.
Oh,
but he wanted me to move in with him and do all this stuff. But I'm like, I'm still gonna film you when you're in Texas. So if I can get you 2 or 3 times a year, you gotta understand, like if you're a personal cameraman and you're filming someone's daily life, a lot of this shit's not gonna get used. There's a lot of film you accumulate over time. So I would rather just hook up with someone twice a year for 10 years, and that's a lot of footage still. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just not with you day to day. Like in your house, running a camera on day, basically, all that footage isn't going to get used. You're just documenting. Yeah. And it'll never see the light of day. Bits and pieces will eventually. I mean, it's good to have, but
I see what you're saying. It's more about the quality of the filming. Yeah. About instead of filming for a year straight, I can get better videos of you and myself just doing it 2 times.
Yeah, because like that's gonna add up. Cause say I live with you for like a year. Basically, that's gonna be equivalent to what I'm gonna get over 10 years of just hooking up with you. Yeah. And then I'm not holding myself to just one person. Because when I started out, I would see this a lot. I would see someone that's personally filmed for someone, but when they want to go work with other people that they met through this artist, now it's an issue. Yeah. It's like, oh, you're gonna, and I still see that now. Yeah. They like they feel like they put you on. You wouldn't know these people without them. So now egos or it's like loyalty, like you're not loyal to me because you're supposed to just film me. I put you on. You met all these artists through me that you're doing music videos and stuff with, which I get it, you know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't be like that, but it is.
Yeah, and I tested that for what happened on the Big X night, you know? Yeah. A lot of people got egos thrown around, and I'm just like, no one told me to go outside and talk to you. I did it myself, you know?
I mean, like when I'm at events, people just be looking at me. They're like, this is white boy with his grill and cameras. I'm just gonna chill. I'm not gonna say nothing to no one. I'm just gonna chill and just mind my own business. Because I'm there with the artist, so I know I'm good. Yeah, I don't have to go in there and try to meet people or do whatnot. I'm just gonna sit there, chill, and they pull up, I'm gonna get them.
That's what it explains about building connections. Going out there and talking.
Yeah, because like y'all probably all look at me like, who's this guy out here standing around? He ain't coming here, he ain't filming no one on stage, he's just out there standing.
Yeah, and that video that I posted, that little snippet of me, Big X, I was in the same mindset. They're like, who's this white guy talking about a club? Like, hey, just shoot your shot.
Yeah, because I'm a pistol, like anywhere I pull up, I'm a pistol. Like I'm the plug, basically. Like you got gatekeepers here in Dallas and whatever, but I got more pull than them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not known like them, because I'm not putting myself out there like that.
Yeah, but it don't matter if you're known or not known.
Yeah, I'd rather not be known.
Yeah, that's a better way to live life.
I want a grocery shop. I want to go places.
Yeah, right? I want to go out in public and not be bothered with my...
I mean, I still get bothered when I go out a lot of places. It doesn't bother me.
So, do you remember a particular piece of tech, or you said your platform for update that you were using? Yeah. Did you ever have to like rethink your strategy based on like the evolution of videography?
Oh yeah, like basically more content I wanted to need. Like, you know, like filming an artist walking in, more behind the scenes, more interaction with fans. Like I said, paying someone to go get me some drone footage of, you know, whatever city I'm gonna be in to intertwine it, or get just random stuff to throw in the video, you know what I'm saying? Different stuff. That's how I kind of evolved. I wanted more consumption of different things to make it better.
Yeah.
Because as you're watching stuff, you get more creative. Plus, I'm an Aquarius, so I'm definitely creative.
What do you think about Leos?
Like love sign or friend sign?
Any sign. Like,
Well, Leos are actually my love sign. You know what I'm saying? But like, Geminis and Leos, I'm supposed to get along best with.
Friend sign.
Leos and Geminis.
Yeah, I'm a Leo. Yeah. This is probably why it worked out perfectly. Aquarius and Leos.
Yeah.
But have there ever been some of your major career milestones that you feel define Polowmobtv's journey?
Just the artists I work with, because they kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Where even now they get bigger and bigger and bigger. Like I rarely get a no. Sometimes I will, but it's usually because when we have our own personal cameraman. That's usually the only time I'm gonna get a no. But a lot of these people have their own personal cameraman, but they're not gonna mind me coming in and doing some film because they fuck with me. Now the camera people that work with them, yeah, they get very intimidating.
Yeah.
Because they're not used to, well, who are you? I film for so and so. We do shows all across the country. Why are you the only person when I'm in Texas that gets to come out?
Yeah.
Because I'm the vibe. Like, I know these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was around before you were. I probably got the job offer before you and I turned it down. So you're welcome. You know what I'm saying? So,
there's greedy people out here.
I mean, people think you're going to take their spot. But I don't want your spot. I don't want to film with you day to day. So you're good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to get the content that you're getting here at this event. It's not a big deal. But people get very intimidated.